Hey there! If you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for your support. In today's video, I'll be tearing down and rescaping what has arguably been one of my favorite scapes I've ever built, the nature style Beta Aquascape. That's right, the beautiful splash of color and bright red stems that you're used to seeing in the background of my videos has finally met its end. This tank currently houses my Beta Zuko, but don't worry about him, he's going to go back into this tank after I rescape it. I'll put him in a temporary tank while we're actually doing the work. Now, as you can probably see, the tank is very overgrown, and that's just because I lost interest in it for a while and just fell behind on maintenance. So the plants got overgrown. There's some algae in the tank as well. So this will be a full rescape build, and I'll be trying something completely new that I've never done before. So that being said, I'll pull out all the plants as well as the hardscape and basically start completely fresh with this tank. All right, enough talking about what I'm going to do in this tank. Let's actually start doing it. Let's get started. Okay, so first things first, I wanted to save the tops of the Ludwigia Super Red. So I needed to trim all the stems off that I intended to keep before I could do anything else. Once the Ludwigia was done, it was time to pull out the Bacopa. I knew there was going to be a lot of Bacopa in this tank because I've replanted the stems quite a few times, but I didn't expect it to be this much. About halfway through, I realized I hadn't pulled Zuko out, so I grabbed my net and quickly pulled him out of the tank to put him in his new temporary home. Once Zuko was out of the tank and I could work a little more freely, it was back to the Bacopa. At this point, I just decided to go wild on all the stem plants that were remaining and pull them out as quickly as possible. Now this was the part I was the most excited about, pulling out the dwarf hairgrass carpet. I knew it was going to be satisfying, but I didn't have any clue it would be this cool. Once I got the carpet pulled out, it was time for a water change because, let's be honest, I couldn't see anything. I had some of the water spilling into this bucket which housed all the stems that I harvested, and you can see the actual size of the dwarf hairgrass carpet. Once the first water change was done, it was time to start pulling the hardscape out. Now, none of these pieces were connected except for the last 3 pieces on the left, so I just had to pull these out one by one. Once all the hardscape was out and the water was drained down to the bare minimum, I started moving the soil back to prepare it for the new scape. I wanted to create a slope to help build height in the back while keeping the front very shallow. For the hardscape in this new build, I'll be using wolfstone. As I've said in other videos, I've fallen in love with wolfstone, so I had to create another scape with it. After playing around with the stones for probably about a half hour or so, I came up with this hardscape layout. Once the hardscape was done, it was time to grab some more contra soil and fill in that back slope that I had previously built. So with the substrate and hardscape in, it was time to plant. So it's been a few days since the tank was planted and filled, and as you can see, the water is all clear now. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to plant this tank as densely as I normally would, but with the high light and the CO2 that I'm injecting into this tank, I don't think it'll be an issue, and I think it'll grow in pretty quickly. Now, sadly, some of the Rotala was in immersed form, which means it's not converted yet, so I'm gonna have to wait a few weeks to show you the final result. But don't worry, I'll make another video showing the entire final result, and maybe the carpet will be filled in by then too. So I think that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm really excited about how this tank turned out. I'd love to hear what you think down below in the comments. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do so. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.